boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. Christ is still king. I'm sick of people saying Christ is king. I'm honestly sick of that. Christ is God. All right, let us know, lads. All right, is the audio on? We swapped the mic. Let us know if the audio's on. Good to see you guys. Ron, what up, Playboy? What's been good? We've got a bit of hip-hop. Hip-hop, hooray, hip-hop, hello. Matt, what's good? Silva, entrou. Presence. We got a studio audience today for you guys as well, and we've got a bit to run through. Kanye's been wilding. Share the stream out. I can't throw any chairs in this particular location.
Not today.
Not today. I won't be throwing any chairs. But I'm keen to get this stream going. We're going to talk about the poll that they put out of Australian politicians. They said, what did they say? Who's the most honest?
Most trusted politicians for 2023 in Australia. KANYE, apparently.
So they did the most trusted politicians poll. We'll see what goes down there. Who's the most trusted politicians? To me, at the minute, I don't trust any of those slimy fucks. But we're going to see. We're going to see Kanye's rant. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently he ranted hard. So we're going to get into that. And it's a Saturday night. We're kicking back, and we want to kick back with you guys. What do you reckon, lad? You want to let them know something before we start?
No, let's just get into
it. We're going to look at the rewind.
Yeah.
Rewind 2023.
I made a rewind video earlier today. Been working on it for like a week and a half. Just sort of like a 9-minute compilation video of all the dumb shit that's been happening in Australia over the last 12 months. This is the third edition for 2023. Did one in 2021, 2022. And we'll react to it as well because I've watched it a million times, but these guys haven't watched it yet, so we'll have a gaze.
Oh, Big Ark is telling us to wild, bro. Big Ark is telling us to wild.
No, not yet. No. Yeah.
All right, maybe soon. Maybe soon, Big Ark. Maybe soon. All right. We're gonna get into a big stream tonight. So it's gonna go for time. Kick back, grab your popcorn. If you're not part of the Discord, go and join the Discord. It's in the description. It's a new show. We've been getting some good feedback from you guys that you enjoy the show. One feedback that we've gotten is that we got to keep this shit consistent. So we will be, we're figuring out new times, right? Saturday night at like 10 p.m. is probably not the best time to do it, but still there's like 40 of yous in there. That's wild. And we just started the stream. And we did Tuesday midday.
1 p.m.
At 1 p.m. And then we did like Friday night.
120 people.
120 at 1 p.m. on a
Crazy,
Tuesday.
yeah.
So we got to figure out the times. So if you do know, let us. If you do have a particular time that you think will work, let us know. But we're going to be consistent this week. We're going to try and do, ready for it, a stream every day. Every single day. That's called consistency. That's Blue Chew on steroids. That's natural chew. Every day at 8 p.m.
We'll see. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Hey, Abdul, good to see you. Pauline for Supreme Leader. Bruv. We got Vote One Nation. Easy does it. Consistency. We got Louis 9 p.m. What do you think about 9 p.m.?
We could have probably started 9 p.m. if we had everything organized.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. This is the thing. Like, we seem like we got everything in order, but
behind the scenes,
it's not.
Shambles.
Oh, Miguel, what do you think of 9 p.m.? That's a good time. We should do 9 p.m. I reckon. That might be good. Evening, everyone. Hookstagram, what up? Welcome back on stream. John, good to see you. I catch another one live. Yes. This is the thing. We're going to be consistent. So right now, you probably just got a notification and you've seen it on our social media or you've seen it somewhere. So if you sign up to the email list, we're going to send out an email each day. But for now, we're going to make the commitment that this week, we're going to be live every single day talking Australia, Australian politics. Australian politics, mate.
To kick off the Australian politics, we're going to talk about Kanye West.
Yeah.
It is what it is. He had a massive rant apparently talking about BlackRock, Vanguard, the Jewish community. Hitler was mentioned. I'm not sure. We actually haven't watched it, so we're going to live react with everybody else. So let's check it out.
She was jailed for speaking the truth.
Who's this? Who was jailed?
I'm not too sure, but let's get into Kanye. I want to get into Kanye. What's your favorite Kanye song?
Power. I think that's a very relevant song. It's consistently relevant.
Power?
Yeah.
What's that song that's
no one man should have all that power.
Now, what's that song that's like? Yeah, always thought something wrong. Way too long.
Runaway.
Runaway. That's a banger, bro. That is a banger.
All right, let's check out what news.com had to say about it before we watch the
All right.
rant.
Let's go. So the first one, here we go, straight away. So if you haven't seen, Kanye is back. He's doing a music release and he has come out swinging. So he's caught, as news.com.au says, Kanye West's disgusting 10-minute rant caught on tape. The thing is that if they're saying this, it means that I want to hear what he was saying, right? So Kanye West resumed his anti-Semitic behavior with a 10-minute rant in Las Vegas about Jesus Christ, Adolf Hitler, and Donald Trump. The disgraced Yeezy designer. Why is he disgraced Yeezy? What do you mean disgraced Yeezy designer? Yeezy's made
still the
more
most
money.
in-demand brand, even after he had that scandal with Adidas.
Yeah, Adidas had to sign him again because they couldn't
sell the merch.
They couldn't sell the merch without him, and they lost billions. Also attacked his former boss partners, Balenciaga creative director Demna, and more during his disgraced tirade early Friday to a crowd of a few dozen people. Let's be honest. Balenciaga uses a bunch of children imagery. They use disgusting, sick shit to sell their crap. So if he's going at Balenciaga, like if you're still wearing Balenciaga, you're a toad.
See, what's his name?
You're not even a frog, bro. You're a toad.
Spaniard really got upset about it.
Yeah, I saw a Spaniard torched his
Gucci bag.
His Gucci bag.
Gucci bum bag. It was made by the same company or owned by the same company.
Is Gucci part of Balenciaga?
I think it's owned by the same parent company. It's kind of like when you buy a drink or a snack and it's sold by the same company, but it's just got a different logo on it.
What? Yeah, because I saw because Spaniard, he's got this new channel where he's just doing some vlogs, right? And then he went and he got this bag and then he just torched it.
Do you reckon this rant is too hardcore for YouTube apparently? So these are the topics that were apparently mentioned.
Well, you reckon this rant is too much for YouTube?
Apparently. So he delivers his 10-minute speech, and the things mentioned were BlackRock, Vanguard, the Rothschilds, the Vatican, Adolf, Jesus, Zionists, Adidas, Balenciaga, Jewish community, Drake. I want to know what he said about the artists: Drake, Travis Scott, Jay-Z, Trump,
and Putin as well.
Putin.
All right, let's hold up before we get there.
I reckon read the comments first so we get sort of an idea about what's going on. I'll read the comments. We'll run that.
Yeah, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Let's check the G Spanian. Oh, Spanian's actually he's grown on me hard, bro. He's grown on me hard. Like I appreciate the work that he does.
So have you seen my vlog yesterday? You see me buy this nice Gucci bag for €1,000.
So
Made a vlog about
ranting here. Then he lights it up.
yeah, brother. Yeah, nice and cozy for you.
You came prepared.
He came prepared. Oh,
I'll show you.
What?
I'll show you.
What
Apology.
I see here.
You just do what you want. This is
Hold on.
my.
What I see here is Spanian. He knows what he was doing. So to me, I reckon he went and he got a Gucci bag, paid $1,000, just so he can go and burn it.
How many views has the video got? It probably paid for itself, this video. 157,000.
But this is his vlog channel.
His back
Back up.
Yeah. If he did it on his main channel, it would have got 1 million views.
That's wild. But fair play to him. Like I appreciate people that just stand by their morals. Like Balenciaga did something putrid, and there's people now that put it aside and still wear that shit. What are you doing wearing that shit? It's just an overpriced shirt. What are you doing? Gronk.
So this was an Instagram rant as well. This was on Instagram. So this was broadcasted live, and then everyone caught it afterwards.
All right, sorry, we digress. We got a bit of ADD. So these are some of the things that he said in the video, and then we're going to get straight into the video. So he said, it's 60 million of us in America, 60 million Jews in the world. Who's going to make the hospital, though? He's a Zionist, Trump. Oh, so he said Trump is a Zionist.
So he's calling out Trump.
Yeah.
I thought he was, wasn't he on his campaign trail last election?
Literally.
Yeah.
I think Kanye got the same ADD as we do.
Yeah, that's the next thing that they say in the article. Kanye West, who's bipolar, went to tell the crowd, shut the F up, before ranting about how all the rich kids in the room have their kids enrolled to Zionist schools and blasting the private schools in his children.
Children attend
to, yeah.
I don't give a fuck, he shouted at one point. I like that. I just want to get, like, one of the things that I want to do is just get, like, let's say it's like a mad, like, political crowd with all the political leaders and that, and we got the boys that are tuning in, and then we
that'll never happen. That'll never ever happen. This was a listen party for an album. Having a little congregation with a bunch of politicians, that's never going to happen. And if it does, it's going to be the only time that happens is in Parliament.
Yeah, let's say
where
that
there's etiquette.
Right. Let's say that they're speaking. I just want to come in and go, I don't give a fuck. Like when they're saying something mad important, you just come in from outside the screen and you go, I don't give a fuck.
That ain't never gonna happen. The rapper further claimed that his daughter North, 10 years old, ripped up the couches in the house to be able to travel with her father on his trip. So yeah, and then here we go. This is where it gets a bit weird, I guess. North was seen in Sin City with Ye at a listen party Thursday night for his and Ty Dolla $ign's forthcoming album Vultures. I still keep some Jews with me. Management, nah. I only let them do my jewelry. He rapped as his daughter stood nearby.
Damn.
Wow, he really dug in there. The eldest child of West and his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, also debuted her own rap verse at a listen party in Miami this week.
What?
What did Kim Kardashian do? She rapped.
Debut her own rap verse, yeah.
What is that verse? I want to see what it sounds like her rapping.
All right, but while you're looking at, like, are we going to just overlook the fact that my guy is just sitting here with, like, a Black Ku Klux Klan
That's
hoodie.
wild, man.
Kanye is fucking awesome, eh? He is a legend. All right, before we play this, oh chat, should we play this, or would this get like the YouTube taken down? Like, is this something we can play, or let us know?
Or someone like clip a censored version of it, which is probably the whole video cut out. 10-minute video. We get a good version of it. Bang. It's nothing.
All right, let's.
Kanye on stage with Kim K and her children. This must have been a wild event. Alex Jones' biggest episode was having Kanye West on. Yeah, that was funny. He had the whole mask on. Remember that?
Yeah.
What was it? The little bug catcher.
Yeah. Hit Netanyahu.
And he had the Bible. That was funny.
Can we play this or not, chat? Tell us. Can we play this or not? Most watched. Panda. Yes.
I'm
All
just
right.
looking at the comments on this post.
Yeah. They're saying that we can, bro. They're saying we can. All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
And then if anything comes up, call us straight away.
All right, let's run it. Let's run it. We're ready to run it. Yeah, we're ready to run it. What do you reckon, Miguel? Should we run it?
Next topic.
we're like geeing up that like we can play it, and then we're about to play it, and then we ask for confirmation, and he goes,
Nah.
Let's
see what TMZ said about this rant before we go into that. So Kanye West unhinged rant in Vegas. Jesus Christ, Hitler, yay, sponsor that. Surely there's more context to this before we go. All right, looking like a cult leader, Kanye was surrounded by a few dozen people early Friday morning somewhere in Las Vegas where he lost it. During a roughly 10-minute explosion, he seemed to draw a direct line from Jesus to himself and screamed, Jesus Christ, Hitler, sponsor that. He also rolled out one of his favorite. Yeah, this is wild, man. Nah, we can't play this. This guy's off his fucking rocker.
All right, how about this?
Let's run this. Let's see what TMZ says.
Hold on. What do we got? Where is it?
We can't run this, but we can run what TMZ said about it.
How about this? So we're streaming on Rumble as well. At the end of the episode, we'll cut YouTube, go to Rumble, and we'll play the full clip.
All right, done.
That's fair.
Let's see what TMZ.
But we'll see what TMZ has to say first, and see what they say about the event.
We have talked about Kanye West and his anti-Semitism before, and if I may quote myself, which I generally don't do, I was talking to Charles about this earlier in the week, and I was saying Kanye West is now a little bit mainstream because there's so much anti-Semitism going on where people are actually going further than he's gone. So he decided to amp it up last night.
Yes, he did, with a 10-minute rant early in the wee hours of Friday. He had an event in Vegas, which we'll get to in a moment. But after that event, he was gathered, it seems like maybe in a hotel room somewhere in Vegas with a couple dozen people around him.
And it was just off the rails.
And honestly, when you see this, we said this, like, it looks like a cult because he's just ranting about any and everything, and everyone, with the exception of one person, is sort of just going along with it. Like, yeah. Listen to some of this. It is just out there.
We don't have to bow to okay, it's 60 million of us in America, 60 million Jews in the world. 50% of our deaths is abortion. 25% of us go to prison. Raise one hand if you don't know one prison got locked up in one for. Who make the hospitals though? Who got the hospitals? Jesus buying this. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Jesus Christ, Hitler, yay. Third party, sponsor that.
Yeah.
Bring the sponsorship to that. Because there's going to be some feel exactly like me. All y'all rich got y'all kids in that Zionist school. See Eric KANYE. My daughter ripped up the couches in the house to be able to be with me right now.
Let's separate this a little bit. Let's separate. Let's not talk about what he's talking about with his daughter, because that's going to be a whole thing we want to get into. Let's just talk about the anti-Semitism first.
Yeah.
Hitler, Jesus Christ, and yay.
Yeah, I to try and figure out to rationalize what he's trying to say there, I don't know, but he's certainly putting himself on a platform with, you know, huge figures.
What a trifecta, man.
Laced
How does he
with
come up with
these
stuff like this?
anti-Semitic
Wow.
tropes. You know, about Jews controlling
wild, man.
hospitals,
That's a headline.
banks, private schools.
This is what Hitler did. I mean, honestly,
And then there was
this is the way Hitler started this whole thing.
He
And
said-
this is what's going on
He said
right
something about there's 60 million, I think he meant black people in America, and there are only 60 million Jews in the world. And I guess his point is
now. Turn on the Jews, folks. That's what he's saying. Turn on the Jews. They are controlling things that they shouldn't be controlling. They're pulling all the strings. And he is in that conversation again that you're hearing all over the world, and he's trying to lead it.
And there's dozens of people in that room, and everyone just kind of listening, letting him say what he wants to say. At one point, one girl did kind of speak up and say, "Kanye, you're not God." He told her, "Shut up, or you'll be kicked out of here." So it's like, imagine people trying to stand up to this. Now, you also notice around the end of that, he said, "My daughter," meaning North, who was there last night, not during the rant, but at the listening event. She tore up the couches at the house just to be here. So you kind of wonder if maybe this
does he mean that literally, or does he just mean that she threw a tantrum and said, "I want to go be with Dad tonight"?
Well, that's one of the two, either or, either way, literally or not. It's kind of a dig at Kim, meaning like, look, Kim clearly doesn't want their children around him, and for what we're seeing, for good reason.
Well, and what's interesting is North seems all in. I mean, she's been performing with him this week.
I want to say
she is all in with him. So
and she
I
is
think
there,
that's right.
and she is she's being exposed to the anti-Semitic things and
on stage
that he's saying.
On
so
stage.
during the listening event last night in Las Vegas, he was on stage with Ty Dolla $ign and North. You're going to see them in this clip here. They're behind a drape or something, so it's their silhouettes. But listen to the lyrics that he is rapping here while his daughter is on stage with him.
And I still keep some Jews with me. Management, nah, I only let them do my jewelry.
That is
I still keep some Jews with me.
He is an anti-Semitic. I'm not going to use the word I want to use.
Right.
But he's a dangerous guy. And I got to say, what Brad just said, the fact that people are sitting there and listening to this silently, taking it in.
But everyone, if you decide that you want to be at a Kanye event, that's what you're signing on for.
I don't know that you're signing on for the anti-Semitism.
Well, you're signing on. You know that something is going to come out, that he's going to say some
B-Arcs expected more.
To, you know, normal-minded people, I would say, is very disturbing. So why, I don't understand why so many people are in such a rush.
I'll tell you why.
To still be around him.
I'll tell you
at these events.
If you had a country
Kanye before, and everyone was already like really, really hyped for him, it took me a while to get around to enjoy his music. Now, you know, as an artist, probably top 10, top 5 for me.
Oh, he's definitely one of the best artists out there. He's by far like he's beyond just making music. Like he's an actual artist. These days you got these like just a bunch of like big pharma rappers. That's what I call them, and they just dribble pure shit. Like sometimes it's some music slaps. Can't lie, but majority of them, it's not like, and it's not even just mumble rap. It's just like that the music isn't. It's all regurgitation. So it's not like Kanye is putting out like actual like, whether you like it or not.
Runaway, for example, it's a long piece. It's like an 8-9 minute piece, and you've watched the music video. He's on the piano performing at the start.
He's got ballerinas and that. And yeah, Mr. T, like Mr. T said, TMZ and Ron, TMZ is fake news.
We'll run the full version later.
We'll run the full version at the end of the show, and then we can actually see for ourselves, because this is us literally reacting live to it. Some other people will watch the video and then do a reaction. We're watching this shit live with you. And yeah, so we're going to actually see the raw video at the end when we switch over to Rumble. But Kanye he's up there with probably the artist of our generation. I don't think there's anyone who tops Kanye in terms of artists.
I would say Lil Wayne's ranked up there because he spawned a lot of other artists below him. Kanye West didn't quite do that, I think, to the scale that
you listening to
Lil
a Lil
Wayne
Wayne
did.
song though?
Yeah, 100%.
These
like
days?
I remember his album came out and he was one of the last artists that ran 1 million albums in a week, which was a big thing back in the day. When you actually sold the physical album 1 million copies in a week.
Yeah, it was number 4, whatever 4.
No, this was what was his last album? His third album, the Carter 3. Remember it was in the Carter series?
Yeah, no, the Carter 4, like, the Carter 4 slap.
Carter 3. I think this was the one that did the 1 million in the first week.
I saw the thing live. He said way more crazy stuff on that podcast. He went on Drink Champs, I think it was called. Yeah, I remember he went on Drink Champs and he just went. That was the first time that, yeah, he just wilded out. And then they couldn't release it because he talked about, I think, P. Diddy or something. And then he owns that podcast. So then Drink Champs released it and then had to take it down.
What was that? I haven't watched that.
You haven't seen Drink Champs?
Maybe I have.
Drink Champs is a banger show, bro.
Oh,
Haven't
yeah,
really
I've seen the
listened
podcast,
to
yeah.
much of anything since grunge burnt all bridges for punks in the corporatocracy. But yeah, Kanye is he speaks his mind, and I appreciate people that do that.
But he definitely takes the time. Like, I reckon before this, he must have ran that script in his head of what he wanted to talk about. He knew that this was going to go viral. Anything that he does goes viral. But geez, he knew what he was doing. I think it was pretty articulate with what he was thinking before he did this.
How far can he take it?
I don't know. I think if he gets banned on Twitter again, that's probably the threshold, because he's already been given a chance by Elon Musk. So who knows, man?
Has Elon Musk reinstated him?
Yeah, he's back again.
Yeah.
Put a post up the other day. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So we're gonna get into move on, seriously. I was thinking the same thing. All right, so let's run the compilation video.
Yeah,
So I posted this earlier this afternoon. It's a YouTube rewind style video, about an 8-minute compilation video of all of the silly things that happened in Australia.
So this is the year. Yeah, this is the year in review. So all the things that happened in politics this year is in this compilation, because throughout the year you clip a lot of
all the highlights from press conferences, from the doorstop interviews, and then just the news reports, whether it be any slip ups that I need to catch for future references, or just silly things that Albo says, and he features a lot in this. So yeah, I just wanted to make a bit of a recap video just to make sure that everyone remembers the year that was 2023.
And I haven't seen it yet, so I'm keen to see this. Let's go.
We right to go?
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Australians will be able to get a 5th dose of the COVID vaccine after the federal government accepted advice from Australia's vaccine advisory body.
As you know, I'm not a glowing ambassador for more than 2 shots. I've just decided that I've had COVID a couple of times and I'm done with the vaccines.
Getting your booster dose is like recharging your phone when the battery's low.
Anne was supposed to be joining us this morning, but she's unfortunately had to cancel on us.
That's right, yes. I was on my way here in a cab and she called me. She had a violently bad reaction to her last COVID shot.
Now, unquestionably, is the time to learn the lessons of our response to this pandemic. Learn what we did well and make sure we build that into the response of future pandemics.
Because anyway, we've had 2.5
Sorry,
years.
2.5 years.
We can probably move on to any other questions that we've got. Yes, maybe back to COVID.
I'm Stephanie Copas-Campbell, Australia's new Ambassador for Gender Equality. I'm incredibly honoured to take on this role as the lead international advocate for Australia's commitment to gender equality and the human rights of women and girls and persons of diverse genders.
So that's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to break this down into 4 different themes. So the first theme was the end of the COVID pandemic in terms of the media press conferences and the media attention that was brought on the pandemic. So that was basically the leftovers. So they announced the inquiry, which is a whitewash inquiry, basically no in-depth inquiry, no power of subpoena. And then they've got 3 people chairing it. One of them is a TV doctor that was on TV. I think her name is Catherine Bennett.
Yeah.
They've got an economist that's a bureaucrat, and then they've got another lady, and they're all 3 ladies, and then one more lady. She is a lady that on her Twitter, she put a post out saying that she is urgently jumping in her car to try to find a PCR test for her husband. So we've got 3 nutcases running this COVID inquiry in Australia.
Absolute lunatics.
So the second theme, see if you can figure it out.
Gender identities.
How do you define what a woman is?
Well, as I think, as I've just indicated, I wasn't expecting that question, so it's not something that I've, pre-formulated an answer on.
Queensland government will allow a person to change gender without reassignment surgery.
Let's be inclusive. Anyone that identifies as a
This
woman
was a big
is a
thing
woman.
for
And as the Minister
2023.
for Women, I take a
This is a
really
big running
inclusive
theme in
approach.
2023.
And we want to govern for all Queenslanders, but all people who identify as a woman are part of our policies and strategies to advance gender equality, because gender equality is inclusive. You know, it's not one group advancing at the expense of another. Let's be inclusive and bring everyone with us.
What is a woman? And do you agree with Queensland's Attorney General Minister for Women, Sharon Fentiman, that trans women are women, and with the UK's leader of the Labor Party, Sir Keir Starmer, that some women have a penis?
Look, I'm very happy to answer your question, but I do worry that, and I should just say, I spend around half of each year in the UK. And in the UK, this has turned into a kind of got-you parlour game.
What is a woman, Prime Minister?
An adult female.
How difficult was that to answer?
Not too hard. I was asked during the campaign, actually. A yes vote means we wake up. This is not a radical proposition.
So what would you call that theme?
I would call that theme the trans theme.
Why is that?
Because they're all talking about females and males.
Nah. It was the what is a woman era. So basically that was the whole point of it. It was all the what is a woman. I don't know. Let's not get into that debate. What would you call the theme? Chat, what would you call the theme?
Chat, what would you call that? Would you call that theme the what is the woman theme, or would you call that theme the trans theme? A woman has a cervix.
It's all Trump's fault. I see that comment all the time in my posts.
Do you?
I think
Oh.
at this point.
All right, W for you. W. Oh no. We got trans themes in there too.
1 and 1. All right. We need a tiebreaker.
The laws.
All right, next theme. Let's go into it.
Actually, a yes vote means we wake up. This is not a radical proposition. This is a hand outstretched of friendship from the first Australians to every Australian, just asking for it to be grasped. Race is currently in our constitution. I live in Canberra. You know, people are going to marry harbour bridges and all sorts of nonsense was said. There's been a lot of nonsense said, but there is worse information on question in some social media as well about the, world conspiracies of the United Nations will control all land in Australia. All land. You will lose private ownership of everyone's home will go with a yes vote. It's just absurd.
And I would never call no voters dinosaurs or anything else. If you're a dinosaur, a dickhead, who can't be bothered reading, then vote no. What upset
But you did call them dinosaurs.
No, I didn't.
And another word,
No.
your word, dickheads.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't. If you're a dinosaur, a dickhead, who can't be bothered reading, then vote no. You've seen my speech. What I said was that what I found offensive is this slogan, this stupid slogan, if you don't know, vote no. If you don't know, vote no. What a stupid, nonsensical slogan that is. Now, that's just an endorsement of ignorance. If you don't know, find out what you don't know. The no vote organisers also keep asking Albo for the details. What about the details? At this stage of the game, the details simply don't matter. They never did matter, honestly. They're irrelevant. So read or talk to somebody of information. Don't vote as an ignorant person. Go and find out. That's what I said was, that's dinosaur stuff. That it's such an important vote. Please find out what it's about and then vote accordingly. If you then decide to vote no, that's fine.
100%, I am well and truly committed to saying no.
The Indigenous voice referendum has been defeated.
And it doesn't matter what happens tonight. If it is a no answer, then we're not lying down. We're not taking no for an answer, and we will continue.
Well, I don't know. To be honest, we have not got a plan B.
We did all we could to ensure that the proposal was strong, but it is clear from the result that we were not able to reach you through that.
W no.
And we were not able to reach you and cut through what has been the single largest misinformation campaign that this country has ever seen.
It was my inquiry. I was there for the inquiry. My bill, my question to the point
Senator
is
Thorpe.
when is the government going to enshrine our rights in this country?
So today I...
That's it. So that was obviously the voice to Parliament.
100%.
That was basically a big running theme for 2023.
Was that the second half? That was the second half, right?
So pretty much all this
Actually,
basically came up after Albo announced the date. So I think he announced the date pretty late. Let's have a look.
The no voters just destroyed it. I love that era
So he
of
announced
this
it
year
in
because, in August. Yeah. I love that era of this year because the media was just trying their hardest and people just said no.
I'm still surprised that they didn't get over the line
You
because
said no.
people will say, "Oh, you believe the voting system when
Anyone that's
the referendum
yeah.
result is in your way, but then when the election result's not in your way." That's the cynical sort of mindset that people have when it comes to those elections and those
Labor loves the ignorant vote, though. It's completely dependent upon it. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. I don't know much about the party lines and the whole factional thing and what people believe in terms of that. I don't know much about it, but
all right, let's continue on.
So this is the last theme, which is a bit of a somber theme.
I'm announcing that I will not be seeking re-election, and that my term as Prime Minister will conclude no later than the 7th of February.
New South Wales Police Deputy Commissioner Gary Warboys has announced he'll retire after 4 decades of service. He became a regular figure in the state's daily COVID briefings, overseeing the police response to ensure compliance with lockdown rules.
Big political news out of New South Wales today because the New South Wales Health Minister Brad Hazzard has announced his retirement from politics at the next state election.
The Department of Health and Aged Care's Secretary, Professor Brendan Murphy, has resigned. Professor Murphy has led the department since 2020, playing a key role throughout the pandemic. He also worked as the Federal Chief Medical Officer for 4 years.
And as a result, I will be standing down as the parliamentary leader, as the parliamentary leader of the Liberal Party.
Today, I'm announcing that I'll be stepping down as Premier and as member for Rockingham.
Brett Sutton, the man who became synonymous with Victoria's 2-year grapple with COVID restrictions and lockdowns, has resigned as Chief Health Officer.
Today, I will again visit Government House and resign as Premier and member for Mulgrave.
I will finish this week, at the end of this week, as Premier, and the next Premier of Queensland is for caucus to decide on Friday.
There are concerns tonight for the physical safety of our federal MPs after a surge in abuse and death threats. Reports to police have tripled in recent years, with COVID anger and conspiracy theories being blamed.
And I think that when you have people who are on the front line every day, our police officers murdered these young people.
You hear that slip at the end?
Yeah.
I put that in there deliberately.
Police officers murdered young people.
Yeah. So he was talking about the William Biller shootings in Queensland December last year. Remember that? Where the police got caught in that conspiracy theory / religiously motivated shooting in Queensland.
What?
Yeah. So this was a National Cabinet meeting, and after National Cabinet, they had a press conference.
Yeah.
And he let that slip. It's kind of weird that he said that. But yeah, run it again. I reckon it's probably the icing on the cake of the video. Bit more.
Being blamed.
And I think that when you have people who are on the front line every day, our police officers murdered these young people.
He's such a weird guy. It doesn't make sense.
And that wasn't taken out of context. So I got caught out, admittedly, when I published that video about him saying that the World Economic Forum conspiracy was taken out of context. I shared that video, but I did that deliberately. I admitted it. But this was not taken out of context. He actually said that. That was a true slip of the tongue.
Yeah, straight up, Natalie, Freudian slip. What a weird year. What a weird year. What else happened? What else do you guys? Can you guys remember?
Well, that's
that
what I
happened?
wanted to know because I kind of struggled with this video. It took me about, I don't know, 10, almost 2 weeks to get this video into a good compact compilation with a few redeemable themes. But yeah,
What about all the floods?
Well, that was last year, wasn't it?
Was that last year? Yeah. Man, things are getting so blurry.
They
that
haven't.
I don't even know which time period is what.
Yeah. So when back through my archives, I made sure that I didn't go, into the 2022 part.
Yeah.
Like for example, Brad Hazard, I believe he announced his retirement a little bit earlier. So he announced it in October 22, but it wasn't gonna come through until the next election, which was this year. Does that make sense?
So that's when he gets out.
So that's when he resigned. So he resigned. He made his announcement to resign in October last year.
Yeah.
However, the 2023 election for New South Wales was in March.
Isn't it interesting how all of these guys are suddenly all resigning and suddenly all getting kicked off?
When I announced this video, the thing that I said was there's a somber recurring theme in this video, and that was the last part. So all of these people, getting away with it, basically, they've committed all of their atrocities, and then all of a sudden they just dip out into the sunset with their taxpayer-funded salaries or pensions.
Yes, next year will be weirder, next year is going to be wild, and I'm glad that you guys are along with us. Like you're here on this stream. You're here at 11 p.m. at night. We got all of you here from Tuesday, on Friday, and now today. And as I said before, we're going to stream every single day because the year will get weirder. So we're going to aim for 9 p.m. each day, each stream, and we'll try to have something new for you guys on each of these streams. It's getting so weird that a poll has come out by a big organization that does do the polls. Roy Morgan is not a small organization. They essentially do all the main polling, right?
Yeah, there's a few of them, but this is one of the reputable ones, if you want to call it that.
And they ran a poll of who's the most trustworthy politician in Australia. And it turns out that the winner is Penny Wong. Penny Wong is the most trusted Australian politician, according to Roy Morgan. And Peter Dutton is the most distrusted politician, according to Roy Morgan.
Someone said Morgan?
And so we have here, we got a net score here of who they believe is the most trusted. So number one, we got Penny Wong. The second most trusted. This is absolute bullshit, right? Because they got the second most trusted person being Anthony Albanese as the second most trusted.
So this was 2022.
Oh, is this the 2022 one?
Click the other link. And it's a PDF report. So this is a report. So this report just came out a few days ago.
Gotcha. My bad. Oi, my bad. L me in the chat just then. Hold on.
So go up.
Here we go.
So go up. So this is the most trusted. So 2022 was Penny Wong, Albo, Tanya Plibersek, Mark McGowan, which is kind of crazy because he did basically what they did in the Simpsons movie when they put a big glass dome over
WA.
Jackie Lambie, and then Gladys and Adam Bant. And Gladys, I don't know why she's marked out there, but I'm going to guess she probably fell down the ranks because of the whole corruption scandal that she had.
Yeah. So 2022 23. Why is there only 3 of them?
We'll have a look. We'll go through this report because again, we haven't fully gone through this report. But Penny Wong was number 1. Jacinta Price, number 2. She's coming in clutch.
Yep.
And then Jim Chalmers, which is kind of wild because he's what, the treasurer?
I support Jacinta Price being up there for sure.
But why is Jim Chalmers number 3? He's in charge of the economy, and the economy is an absolute, it's an absolute shit show at the moment.
Like, look at Jim. Bro, why wouldn't Jim be number 3? Jim just looks trustworthy. Look at him.
Has he ever had a job outside of politics?
Look at him. Look at Jim. Look at Jim. Who wouldn't trust Jim? You're telling me you wouldn't trust Jim, chat? Chat, you wouldn't trust Jim? Be honest.
He attended school. He acquired a Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Communications, which are both useless degrees. He went on to complete a PhD in political science. So he's a PhD educated person. Interesting.
Penny is the best Chinese spy, Australian politics. I know. In Australian politics, I know. MSN propaganda.
I'm pretty sure Daniel Andrews has a arts degree as well.
Yeah, he does.
They all have arts degrees.
Yeah, because they're trying to get all these lefties to just get useless, absolutely useless arts degrees that get you no employment and puts you in debt.
Back to Melbourne in 1990, attended Monash Uni, and then he got a Bachelor of Arts degree in politics in 1996. And then he just got into politics straight away anyway.
He wasn't messing around.
Yeah. So he got a degree in Bachelor of Arts degree in politics. I didn't even know that existed. And then he just became an MP straight off the bat of that.
Bro, I can't stand Daniel Andrews, man.
Let's see if he's on the on this list. I'm interested to see.
All right. So source Roy Morgan survey, November 2023, base Australians aged 18 plus. Sitting Australian politic leaders with minimum of 20 unnamed mentions included.
Unaided.
No, thank you. Those not sitting or sitting overseas are shaded in grey and not ranked.
So that's why Gladys was shaded.
Yeah. Opposition leader Peter Dutton emerges as the most distrusted politician, while PM Anthony Albanese also moves into net distrust territory, having been trusted leader in 2022. Australia's most distrusted politician is Peter Dutton, up from second place last year, while former Prime Minister Scott Morrison, despite virtual visibility, is the second most distrusted. Invisibility. Oh, I saw ScoMo the other day.
Here we go.
I saw ScoMo the other day.
Where was he?
I will bring you guys. Did you pull it up? Have you got it on your Twitter?
Yeah, it's on my page.
All right, hold on, guys. Let us just get this real quick. I'll pull this up. This is the most randomest photo you will see.
Where was he and what was he doing? And why were you there? I still don't know these answers.
And people, we had memes of this and like DMs and that. But yeah, there's me and ScoMo. Oh, what do you reckon?
Who took this photo?
Huh?
Who took this photo for you? Was it his friend?
Hey?
Was it Jim Chalmers that took the photo?
He was sitting there.
Jim Chalmers was there.
That's his knee right there.
So Jim Chalmers.
That's his knee right there. Bro, but ScoMo has the weirdest face. He just look at him. He's a weird guy.
Remember this photo that I brought up?
He's a weird.
Doesn't his hair look like that?
What, Homer bird hair?
Yeah. Can we put these two images next to them, next to each other? No. So you got to go to that graphic, yeah.
Bruh. Homer bird hair.
Yeah, and then scroll into
And
ScoMo's. Yeah.
Oh man. I just went up to him and I said, "Hey Scott, you want to take a photo?" And then he was like, "Yeah." He was scrolling through Facebook. That's really what he was doing. He's just sitting there on Facebook, right?
Oh, so he's
And
on Facebook.
Yeah. And he's scrolling through Facebook. And then I went up to it. I go, "Hey Scott, let's grab a photo, mate." And I wanted to troll it, like in the group chat. It wasn't meant to be public. This was just a group chat photo. And he was like, "Oh, I have 5 minutes." He wanted to chat for 5 minutes. I was like, "Scott Morrison, I don't have time for 5-minute chat. What do you think this is? Let's just get this photo over and done with so I could group chat it with the boys." And
I don't believe any of this interaction.
this is what occurred. Miguel, this happened, eh?
Yes.
He was there.
Was he?
Yeah. This occurred. This is Scott Morrison. But back to the what's happened here. So Australia's most distrusted. So while former Prime Minister Scott Morrison, despite virtual visibility, is the second most distrusted. He is. He just doesn't have a trust. He's playing ukulele while the country's burning. Like, come on, Scotty. Crucial. Anthony Albanese has gone from second most trusted politician in Australia to the third most distrusted, with the exclusion of Clive Palmer, who, as a former politician, is not ranked. That makes sense. Rounding out the top five are Barnaby Joyce and soon-to-be former Queenslander Prime Minister Anastasia Palaszczuk. Yeah, Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk. Interestingly, last year, none of the most distrusted were Labor politicians. This year, half are. There's no doubt. Being in government shines a light on leaders. So here's
most distrusted. So go to 2022 first. So Clive Palmer, ScoMo, Peter Dutton, Barnaby Joyce, Pauline Hanson, Craig Kelly. There's a big theme. So Dominic Perrottet, Angus Taylor, Michaela Cash, Josh Frydenberg, Matthew Guy. So Clive Palmer copped a lot of shit from the UAP haters because of the whole, $100 million to get one Senate seat. Go back to the list. Scott Morrison. So everyone ripped into Scott Morrison because of how he handled the vaccines / Black Summer bushfires.
Yeah.
Peter Dutton, I feel like there's a cult. There's a little group of people that just hate Peter Dutton religiously. Barnaby Joyce, people just take the piss out of him. Pauline Hanson, she's got a very crazy, weird history that even I don't know much about. Craig Kelly, a lot of people slandered him over the last couple of years during COVID, particularly. Dominic Perrottet, I feel like, is the one that is strange being there because he's quite a family man. He's very, Christian orientated. I think he's got like 7 children. He's got a massive family, a lot of offspring. So it's kind of weird seeing him there. Like, he only did a couple of weird things during COVID. I've got a video where he said that he was playing the good cop while someone else was playing the bad cop with regards to lifting restrictions, bringing restrictions in. Angus Taylor, Michaela Cash, who are talking senators, Josh Frydenberg, former, what was he? Liberal Party. Was he?
He moved on to.
He was the
liberal. He was liberal, right?
Yeah.
Josh Frydenberg, is that right?
But what was his? He was the treasurer as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the treasurer. So he was Jim Chalmers before. And then Matthew Guy, he was the Victorian opposition leader. There was a bit of a chop and change over there. And then let's go to the 2023 list.
2023, we have drum rolls.
So Dutton's number 1.
We got Peter Dutton as number 1, Scott Morrison as number 2, Clive Palmer, Anthony Albanese, Barnaby Joyce, Anastasia, Chris Bowen, Tony Burke, Angus Taylor, Michaela Cash, Adam Bant, Tony Abbott, Susan Lee, Daniel Andrews, David Little. Wow, is Daniel Andrews all the way back there? That guy should be like number 1.
But I'm surprised that he's even on that list because, I don't know, he's just got a cult following that ride or die with him.
Bill Shorten, Pauline Hanson. Yeah, but this isn't a... Oh, yeah, it is. Bill Shorten, Pauline Hanson, Chris Minns, Richard Miles, and Tanya Plibersek.
So it's basically the front-facing ministers that are always on TV. So Dutton, ScoMo, Albo, and I would say Palaszczuk, and then Chris Bowen are probably on TV a lot, whether in Parliament or at press conferences. And then the sort of bottom part of that list are a mixture of senators and then ex-ministers now.
Hey, screenshot this list. And if you're part of the Discord, the link will be in there for you to get this. But it's interesting. Pauline Hanson's actually voted less distrustworthy than Daniel Andrews. And to me, Daniel Andrews should be way up there. Clive Palmer, like, I understand. Anthony Albanese, I understand. Chris Bowen, I understand. Yeah, a lot of them I pretty much understand. Tony Abbott, I don't really understand too much. What's he done? Like, lately, like, what's he been doing? He's done nothing. The guy's been silent the whole time. I saw that he went to Taiwan when they said, don't go to Taiwan. And then he was like, all right, I'm going to Taiwan.
So his current role is the advisor to the UK Board of Trade. So he's just got a comfortable job as a trade minister or board member.
I find it interesting.
And these are the questions that they asked for this poll. So they asked 4 questions. They go, which government and business leader do you trust? Why do you trust them? Which government and business leaders?
Let's do it. Hold up. Where's it? Here you go. All right, let me ask you. I'm Roy Morgan. All right, I'm gonna ask you this right now. Pull up the guys. Do you need to pull them up? All right. So
the ones that I trust.
Yeah, actually, go down to the questions, and I'll put everyone on screen. All right, grab their questions. All right, these are the politician leaders, right? All right, this is the poll. We're going to do the poll right now live. Anthony, which government and business leaders do you trust?
Look, if I had to pick a government minister that I trust,
no one.
For some reason, they all reside with the Liberal Party because you've got Senator Antic, you've got Jared Rennick, and I think those 2 are the ones that are great communicators. They know what they're talking about. And
I reckon Senator Antic.
Antic.
Yeah. I think he's going to be Prime Minister. I'm calling it now.
They hold all these guys. Even Rennick is off the ticket now. He's not going to be a minister soon.
Yes.
So these people have been deliberately held back. But yeah, I'll say them 2.
Those 2. All right. Question 2. Why do you trust them?
Oh, just like I said, they're excellent communicators. They talk about taboo subject matters that other ministers aren't brave enough to talk about. You can talk about smart cities. Antic talks about that a lot. He talks about, the vaccine mandates and how they impacted people.
Mhm.
And just overall, he's an excellent communicator. He puts other ministers in their place when he corners them with certain questions, and he goes, "Hey, what's your definition of a woman?" And then the bureaucrats in the Senate estimates are all, squirming, thinking, "Shit, how do we respond to that?"
Yeah, I see
because
what
they
you mean.
have this system in their head where they have to articulate the answer in a particular way, but because he caught them without being able to prepare their answer, just like Chris Hipkins from New Zealand, bang, he puts them in their place. So he's an excellent communicator. He knows how to communicate and put other bureaucrats in their position, in their place. And then he also talks about subject matters that are very taboo that other ministers aren't brave enough to talk about.
All right, that's fair enough. He's also probably one of my favorite politicians in Australia. Which government and business leaders do you distrust?
Probably this whole list, to be honest. Let's have a look. Look, if I had to pick one and one only, it would probably undoubtedly be Daniel Andrews, because he is an unhinged psychopath. And it bothers me to this day how people don't see that in him.
Okay, why do you say this?
You just got to look up look at those close-up pictures of him, and the guy's a maniac, man. He's a weirdo. Like, he's got those giant ears.
Which pictures are you talking about?
Pretty much any of them. Like, look at that. Doesn't that look like it's an unhinged dude?
Bro, this looks like this is your friendly neighborhood.
He looks like a psycho. There's not one photo that makes him look pleasant.
Hold on, I'll find one. I'll find a pleasant photo of.
Probably the one that's in the car of him waving away. That's probably the only good
That's
photo.
nice.
Yeah, and you know when
Look
that
at
photo was taken?
When?
When he resigned.
Fair play, fair play. But he's watching you. He's watching you. He's watching you. Fair enough. Yeah, no. I don't. Yeah, I trust Antic out of all of these. Just stop. Yuck. Yeah, he's got the biggest ears of them all. So yeah, we'll share this to you guys. You can take a look for yourselves. I think this is a little skewed. However, Roy Morgan, apparently their polls are the polls that people follow,
Well, they got the sample size data here. I don't know much about reading into it, but
Well, I know sample size data. All right. So sample size out of 1,000, where was it taken? We don't know. This is a lot for me to analyze this right now, but I did statistics.
1,000 people weekly in a continuous cycle that has been running for 2 decades. Oh no, that's about Roy Morgan.
Yeah, that's not this particular thing. Margin of error. So this is them just trying to explain how they sort of collate, but not this particular one.
Well, when I read this article, I was kind of confused as to how this was possible, because Penny Wong has gone out, I think in September, and given the WHO $100 million of Australian taxpayer money. So 20th of September 2023, Australia will give $100 million to the World Health Organization to support global efforts to prevent, prepare for, and respond to future pandemics.
100 million.
So I don't know if many people know about this. I've posted about this, but Penny Wong met with the WHO Director General. I forgot his name.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So they met in September.
Wow.
And he gave them $100 million.
Penny Wong is a mad globalist, right?
Yeah, so this was the photo that she posted. Good talks with Senator Wong. So this was the post by Tedros on Twitter. So he goes, good talks with Senator Wong about Australia's commitment to multilateralism and health security, shown again through its announcement of $100 million contribution to the WHO to support global efforts to prevent, prepare for, and respond to future pandemics. We also discussed the process led by countries to negotiate a pandemic accord, which is the COVID pandemic, not COVID pandemic, the pandemic treaty, which I think we should touch on maybe in
another episode. I reckon in another episode. I think that's enough. This has blown my mind. This is too much for me. I gotta get out of here, and we gotta watch the UFC early in the morning. We got the fight cards. Who's fighting tomorrow? We got Colby Covington, right?
Colby Covington, yeah.
UFC card tomorrow. What do we got here?
Yeah, I think if more people knew about Penny Wong giving $100 million of Australian taxpayer money to the WHO, maybe she wouldn't have ranked so high on this list.
Bro, I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Maybe if they run this poll next year, we can get her knocked a few pegs down. Kind of crazy though.
Who you got? Who you got tomorrow? Leon Edwards?
I've got... Who's he fighting?
Where's the... Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington.
Look, I think Leon Edwards will probably win it, but I do want Colby Covington to win because he's great content.
(21-3), 17-3. Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yeah. So we'll tune into that. We'll see if anything comes out of that. Because I'm sure there's going to be some crazy viral moments, and then we'll touch on the pandemic treaty because this is developing. I believe in April of next year they are voting on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to remember. Yeah, so on the 18th of March, between the 18th of March and the 28th of March, they will be voting at the 77th World Health Assembly in May. Wait, these are all mixed up. What's going on here? I'm reading two different dates. Yeah. Yeah. The 9th will take place on the 18th to 28th of March. And then the outcome will be considered at the 77th World Health Assembly in May. So next year is going to be wild because this is in the middle of next year. And then you've got the obvious US election.
So the pandemic treaty is at the start of next year. The WHO pandemic treaty.
Yeah, middle of next year. And then in November,
yeah,
you'll have the presidential election. Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, so next year is going to be wild.
Who you got there?
I don't know.
Trump,
It depends.
Trump, bro. Trump.
It depends on
Trump
who actually wins the candidacy. So they reckon Trump is the front runner. Apparently, a couple of days ago, he is leading all the swing states now. So he's basically untouchable at this stage, according to the polls. However, you've got Hunter Biden and Joe Biden caught up in impeachment inquiry. You've got Hunter Biden being investigated criminally, and then you've got Gavin Newsom, the California governor, looking like he wants to run as a Democratic candidate. And if he runs as the candidate, if somehow they shoehorn him into the Democratic leadership, it'll be interesting to see if they have debate because they are both excellent communicators, in my opinion, Donald Trump and Gavin Newsom. So he'll actually have some interesting competition in the debate scene. And that's if they let him debate or even run. But we'll see. We'll see. Things are going to get wild. That's why I said that things will get wild in 2024.
All right,
We'll be there for it.
let's finish off the stream, and we will be there for all of it with you guys along. So we'll finish off with some comments. Yes, Bob Carter. That is he is my favorite. He is my favorite politician in Australia by far. He's like the Kanye West of Australian politics. He'll be like smiling and speaking so happy 1 minute, and then they're gonna kill you and take away your guns. It's the best. Bob Carter is a good one. Malcolm Roberts, he does a lot of good stuff. I think he's another good politician. I think One Nation, beyond Pauline Hanson, he's done the most for One Nation. I think he's another great one. Rennick is the only one that I can trust. Honest, like Pitbull with heads. What else we got here? Ron, why was she sent to prison and later proven innocent after the damage was done? Talk about the four-party cartel using the justice system to neutralize political opponents. Is that Hillary Clinton? Who are we talking about here?
Sure.
Andrews is a complete megalomaniac. I agree.
Anyone that's from Victoria will have
is
very polarizing opinions on him.
Herman Munster. Who the fuck is that guy? We got a Hey Anthony. 100 meters. What the fuck?
100 million.
Oh. Mad communist. Shouldn't be allowed anywhere near our parliament. I agree. That is what we have inflation for, payments to the UN.
That's right. Yeah. So I broke down all these as well. So you've got a $450 million referendum, $100 million to the WHO. We've given Ukraine $910 million, almost $1 billion we've given Ukraine. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of other things that we've given money to. So it's kind of crazy that, we can just hand out all these $1 million check, $100 million checks. And
do you know what's annoying? Like, I understand Europe bailing each other out because, you can travel in Europe from left and right. Like Germany's usually bailing out Greece, right, all the time because, it's just a lot to get into history. But at least they can travel around each country. We're here bailing out Ukraine.
We're
For what?
Stuck on an island and we're just useful idiots just giving away money.
Literally. We're not going to Ukraine. We don't have any deals with Ukraine. It's absolutely ridiculous. Find it amazing that the only friction I have here is with One Nation cretins. What? Cretins?
I just think we need to blow up the whole political system in Australia. It's just rooted with so much corruption. Like before COVID, I didn't know anything about politics.
Yeah.
The last few years has completely made me realize just how disgusting Australian politics really is. It's actually, I think Australian politics is 100 times worse. Maybe not that many times, but worse than the US. I think, especially because to the scale, because we're so small, we all feel the impacts of one person's decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
There's only, 6, 7 states. You've got one premier that can basically disrupt the whole ecosystem of Australia by one bad decision.
I reckon you mean drain the swamp. Is that what you mean? Or you reckon just a complete shake-up?
No, we need to destroy this whole system, man. It needs to be torn down. All of these ministers that give $100 million checks to the WHO need to be thrown
We got
in
Darth
prison.
Vader sounds over there.
We need to bring in a new era of people. And you know what? You know those 6 News guys? You know the guys from 6 News, the kids? Bring them in. Bring them into the fold. Because one, they're actually, it's new blood. It's fresh blood, right? They're not influenced. They're not influenced by any, third party, and they've got an ideology that's going to actually take us into the future. They're actually going to be living in the future that is currently being destroyed for us.
Bro, do you know what you're saying right now?
I think 6 News needs to run for politics. Leo, please run.
Gruesome Newsome. What? All right. Wait. They just all right. Yeah, Ron, of what? I don't know what's going on there.
I think there's some fights in the chat.
There's fights in the chat. Oh, the chat's getting naughty. Wait, chill out.
Bring it on.
People are going out. Ron Abdul is going in. Ignorant. Oh, don't talk to Ron. He's way smarter and far less ignorant than you. Oh, and then Ron responded, Abdul, One Nation supports immigration. Of course you support One Nation. What? But that's Abdul that you're talking about. They're going off. Mr. T, don't call me names. Jeez. Oh, Mr. T comes in with the 2 trolls. Damn. Off the top rope. All right, time out. We're closing off the stream. Y'alls are getting, not that I don't mind y'all getting rowdy, but we got to go. Our next stream will be tomorrow night at 9 p.m. If you're watching the UFC, there might be a watch along on my YouTube channel, so you can go to the 5-8 Take and come watch along the UFC with me. If you're on YouTube right now, you can go to Rumble. We're just going to watch the Kanye unedited footage, and then we're going to get out of here. But YouTube, thank you so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it out to your friends. Anything you want to say before you leave the YouTube audience?
Merry Christmas instead of Make Merry. Fuck those songs, man.